targeted the murder victim and was left when vandals trashed the stables last April. Take a look at your morning commute and your snowy AccuWeather forecast as well, coming up in just a moment.
Janine, let's go shopping.
But I don't want to.
Didn't you want that new dress?
I want to stay here and practice.
Not what you'd expect to hear. Well, with Roland's innovative ISM piano lesson program, your child will love to learn how to play because it's fun, it's easy to learn, it's interactive, it's educational, it's special. And it's happening only at Frank and Camille's Keyboard Centers. With Roland's unique program and their state-of-the-art interactive equipment, kids not only find learning the piano easy, but they have fun practicing. Every child deserves to have the advantage piano lessons give them because piano lessons develop confidence, coordination, and concentration, which will help children better succeed in life. So call Frank and Camille's now to give your child the advantage they deserve at 1-800-660-PIANO. And for limited time, get 2 months of lessons for only $79.95. So call 1-800-660-PIANO for information and the location of the Frank and Camille School of Music nearest you.
On the court, I could always see my competition. Now that I'm a wife and mother, I'm taking on an invisible opponent. Heart disease. Statistics show heart disease is the leading cause of death in this country. That's why the American Heart Association puts this heart check mark on products that could be part of a balanced diet, like Florida grapefruit. Protect your family's health. Look for the heart check mark.
And now for a check on the roads this morning, we go to Joe Nolan at Metro Traffic. Joe?
This morning, no problem, Mart. This afternoon, it's going to be a mess. Go right ahead and use mass transit. Feel free. You have permission. You've got some problems, though. This morning, we're going to show you, first off, we got some ice on the roadway already. Cross Island Parkway. This is going to be from Newscopter 7. And this is always like this. And it's been like this for 20 years. As you start to get across here, water comes down the hill. It freezes. They sand it. And then it gets a little better. Then it gets a little worse. And this will be like this all winter long. You know that if you travel that way. But it's a pretty good look at it here from up above. The other helicopter is going to be out onto Route 17. This is in Rochelle Park by Essex Street. There was an accident here a little while ago. In fact, they're in the process of pulling that out. But look at this long line of traffic on Route 17. My goodness, it is just all jammed up. BQE, Brooklyn Manhattan Bridges, let's take a look at that. And backed up, obviously, coming up out of Lower Brooklyn. And the Belt Parkway out by the Van Wyck Expressway by Kennedy Airport building up as well. No tie-ups, just again, lots of volume as you start to get towards the city. For Eyewitness News, I'm Joe Nolan.
In sports, the Devils and the Colorado Avalanche skated to a 1-1 tie. At the Garden, Rangers and Lightning were tied at 3 late in the third. Tampa Bay's Alexander Selivanov shoots. Mike Richter kicks it out, but Patrick Poulin will knock in the game winner on this play. Rangers lose 4-3. It's their 4th straight loss to Tampa Bay this season. And in college basketball, St. John's upends UConn in overtime 71-67. We have clear skies right now, and here's your AccuWeather forecast. 26 degrees at the moment. Relative humidity is 60%. Cloudy with snow arriving before the day is out. And here is what we expect for your snowfall around the area. The high today near 34. Snow changes to sleet and rain tonight. And the extended outlook calls for partial clearing later tomorrow, the high 42. Windy, some flurries possible Saturday. Partly cloudy, cold and blustery on Sunday. Brisk, cold and sunny for Monday. Good Morning America continues.
Monumental, magnificent, magical. A mother. It's Madonna. Don't miss Madonna Live. Next, Rosie.
Today at 10.
We are back now, what, 30 past the hour?
And now that you're caught up on all the events in your local community, we get back to Good Morning America. John Stossel back with us in this half hour. As we've told you, he's got a show.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Coming up tonight on junk science. And John's point in all of this is that sometimes doctors, scientists get us all concerned about things that John says we shouldn't necessarily be concerned about. That's his contention. And today he's going to talk about salt. You know, there's government warnings as to how much salt. You shouldn't eat so much more than a certain amount of salt, and that too much salt is bad for you. John feels that you ought to take those warnings with a teaspoon of skepticism, and so he'll be here to talk about salt.
All right. Also, from the Boston Bruins, Sheldon Kennedy is really speaking out about something that he feels that he has to talk about now so that parents are very careful. He said he had years and years of sexual abuse at the hands of his coach as a youngster. And that, you know, even though you might think of hockey as being a real man's sport, that parents really have to be careful.
Fine Ford for the Boston Bruins going to be here. He talked to Bill Ritter yesterday about all this. Going to go back to the Consumer Electronics Show as well, but first let's get to the morning's news and Elizabeth Vargas. Elizabeth.
All right. Thank you, Joan and Charlie. Hello again, everybody. On our GMA News line this morning, the car accident that's become an international incident. The U.S. is asking for a waiver of diplomatic immunity so an official from the Republic of Georgia can be prosecuted. He is accused of driving drunk and causing the crash that killed a teenager in Washington. A new study adds new mystery to Gulf War illness. A presidential commission has suggested that stress, rather than nerve gas or pesticides, is the likely cause of veterans' problems. But a study at the University of Texas that focused on Navy construction workers who served in the Gulf found a possible link between chemical agents and the illnesses.
Illness from the Persian Gulf War is real. Many Gulf War veterans are suffering from 3 primary syndromes. The syndromes are due to subtle brain, spinal cord, and nerve damage, but not stress.
Some other scientists have questioned the methods and the conclusions of Haley's tests. The state of Arkansas has taken the lives of 3 men who took the lives of others. The 3 murderers were put to death by lethal injection last night. One had the needles in his arms for 40 minutes while the Supreme Court considered and then rejected his final appeal. Texaco is punishing executives who discussed destroying documents in a minority lawsuit. The oil company fired 1 employee, extended the suspension of another, and dropped the benefits for 2 retirees. Texaco was embarrassed when a tape of the men making racial insults became public. On World News Tonight, trying to find a solution to improved education in the public school system. In Chicago, they're looking at Catholic schools as a model of success. Why are parochial schools doing so well? Find out on Solutions on World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. And finally this morning, you've heard of cash and carry. Well, that's the abbreviated version of our next story. The cash, hundreds of thousands of dollars in coins, bills, and food stamps spilled from an overturned Brinks truck in Miami yesterday. Local residents managed to carry off $400,000 before everybody else arrived on the scene. Talk about paving the streets with gold.
You're right. I hope it got into the hands of some needy people at least.
I think it actually was not a good neighborhood, so
yeah, well,
for
perhaps
whatever
it'll
reason.
be put to good use.
All right.
It's snowing outside, not outside
Here?
our studios at the moment. It'll be here shortly, but it's snowing outside the White House right now in Washington. Here's an early morning shot outside the White House. You can see the flakes falling there very clearly, I believe. See, over there? Nice wintry scene. It's snow is coming down rather steadily in Washington, D.C. at the moment, and all that is now moving northeastward up along the coast and inland areas as well, not just along the coast. It's going to be a stormy day up and down the Atlantic coast today. Rainfall down in the south, heavy at times with some thunderstorms, then some icing from about the mid-Atlantic inland towards the central Appalachians. Then from about Washington northward, snow is falling already and will continue to fall throughout the day. Along coastal areas, accumulations will be quite light, but inland, look for 3 to 6 inches, especially as you go over into the Midwest. Meanwhile, for the rest of the nation, mostly fair with the exception of some light snow. Well, heavier snow in the higher elevations, but generally moderate snow in the central and northern Rockies. That's a look at the national weather. Here's a look at what's happening where you are.
And where we are is the Children's Museum of New Jersey. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Bill Evans. We're here with the kids at the fossil exhibit. And well, it's going to be a cold day today, and snow should get here about 3 o'clock. About an inch of snow before it changes to rain tonight. A mixture of rain and snow for tomorrow morning, and then clearing tomorrow afternoon. Be careful.
This weather report has been brought to you by Friedent Gum. Charlie?
All right, thank you, Spencer. Next, do you love salty foods? Do you love this stuff all over the pretzels and the potato chips and all that stuff that you eat? But you avoid this stuff for health reasons? Well, ABC's John Stossel says maybe you don't need to. And he'll tell you why when Good Morning America continues.
When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
You know, people who like Friedent because it won't stick to most dental work love Friedent because it's soft to chew and deliciously long-lasting, too. That's why they stick with the gum that won't. Non-stick Friedent, the perfect gum for almost perfect teeth.
The topical pain reliever arthritis specialists choose for themselves and their families needs no prescription. It's Zostrix. In a national survey, rheumatologists chose Zostrix 11-to-1 over the next leading brand. Rheumatologists choose Zostrix for their own.
I'm Roger Sadi. I work at Post Cereals.
That's my dad.
Been making Nabisco shredded wheat for the past 20 years. I know a lot of you think you've got to be my age before you get into shredded wheat. Well, my 2 daughters don't see it that way.
We love it.
And they're not just saying that to make me feel good. Now, Amy likes that it's just wholesome wheat. We don't doctor it up with sugar or salt. And Jennifer says shredded wheat's about as simple as those bottles of water everyone's carrying around. They call it trendy. Imagine that, a shredded wheat trend.
This is the sound of small businesses doing more business with Fridays free. They're doing more because thanks to Sprint, all their long distance on Fridays is free. While the rest of the week, they're still getting Sprint's low flat rates. Even better, call now and get Fridays free until the year 2000 with no term commitment. Call 1-800-598-5000 for Fridays free. Only from Sprint Business.
Don't get that, Frank.
Hello? Baxter!
Meow, 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 meow.
4 delicious flavors make Meow Mix taste so good, cats ask for it by name.
Meow, meow, meow.
It's Baxter!
All this week we have been talking with ABC's John Stossel about what he calls junk science. False health warnings he thinks may be spiraling out of control, and it's the focus of an ABC special this evening. And John, who, as we've mentioned this week, is a former Good Morning America consumer editor, is joining us now to discuss one of these claims. John?
On salt. Good morning. Yes, we've all heard we're supposed to cut way back on salt. I hate that. I love salt. I don't want to give it up. The government says we should eat just 2,400 milligrams a day. That means just 3 dill pickles or 1 enchilada would put you over the limit. So where does this drive to deprive us come from? Is it a scientific fact that salt's bad for us? No. We may be giving up salt just because a government bureaucracy doesn't want to let go.
Dr. Michael Alderman heads the American Society of Hypertension, America's biggest and most prestigious organization of specialists in high blood pressure. He says some people should cut back on salt, but not most people. Eating less salt, he says, does lots of things to the body, not all of them good.
And we better know the sum total of all of those things before we ask 250 million people to change the way they eat.
The government isn't waiting. And this is the amount of salt they say we should limit ourselves to each day. 2,400 milligrams.
I can't imagine how they came up with that number. I mean, there isn't a single bit of evidence that suggests 2,400 milligrams is better than 2,100 or 3,700 or 2,250.
Just 1 enchilada, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that. Where did they come up with 2,400 milligrams?
Well, even they say, well, we're not sure about 2,400, but we know you should cut back. They came up with that because 15 years ago they knew that people with hypertension were more likely to have heart attacks, and some people who ate a lot of salt were more likely to have hypertension. So they reasoned, hey, let's lower salt, we'll lower heart attacks. But they never tested that. And now that has been tested, a study's been done, and they found that people who lower their salt intake don't have fewer heart attacks. In fact, in the study, they had more heart attacks.
Well, no, wait a minute. I thought it was accepted. I thought it was accepted that salt, extra sodium, does pose a risk to people with high blood pressure.
It does pose a risk to some, but again, as the special talks about, a lot of what we think we know may not be so. The Journal of the American Medical Association says people who lower their salt content don't lower their high blood pressure.
Okay, so you're saying that the warning really doesn't need to apply to anybody? I mean, I thought what you were telling me was that, yes, some people ought to heed the warnings.
We should make it clear. Some people, fewer than a third. Some people told us 10%, some people said as high as 30% of the population is salt sensitive. And for those people, those of you, you probably should cut back on salt.
So you don't want, so what you're saying is we really shouldn't have a general warning for everybody, telling everybody to cut back. There's just some who need to be aware of this.
Right. It seems kind of insane to have your tax money being used to harangue all of us to cut back on salt when most of us don't need to.
The special tonight, what else do you cover?
We cover some things that will surprise you about spinach and vitamin C and some other rather bizarre things the government's doing with your tax money in the name of science, which I say is junk.
All right. John Stossel, thanks very much. It's been interesting to have you with us all week, and I look forward to the show tonight. You can see John's special, Junk Science, What We Know May Not Be So, tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on ABC. Next, Boston Bruin Sheldon Kennedy talks about the toughest challenge of his life, being honest about his history as a victim of sexual abuse. Good Morning America continues. Stay with us.
He wears it all the time. It's his lucky shirt. Don't risk it, whisk it. Whisk's Color Hold formula fights tough stains and helps keep colors bright. No matter...
Hi, Mom.
How many times...
Hi, Mom.
You wash it. Hi, Mom. Whisk with Color Hold bleaching action.
Any yogurt can help strengthen your bones. Only Yoplait can make you go weak in the knees. So rich, so luscious, so satiny smooth all the way through. Yoplait really creams yogurt.
I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Gone goldfishing. I could eat them every day. And my mom says that's okay.
That's because moms know Pepperidge Farm goldfish crackers are baked, not fried like most chips. And they're cheesy, not sugary like sweet snacks.
I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Gone goldfishing. Gone goldfishing.
Goldfish, it's one snack that's okay to get hooked on.
Here's your Snow Country Ski Report brought to you by Park Avenue by Buick. It's cold in the mountains as snow guns are going round the clock, and great news, snow will be falling for the weekend. In the Poconos, Shawnee is making plenty of snow going down at least 14 trails. Montage skis 8 runs with expert slopes like Cannonball. Jack Frost has strong base steps with snow tubing. Thunder Ridge skis pack powder going day and night. And Vernon Valley Great Gorge has all 3 mountains open. For Snow Country Worldwide, I'm Julia Carlisle.
Welcome to Park Avenue, a place of quiet power, a place of quiet confidence, a place of quiet refuge. On Park Avenue, there is no quieter place than Park Avenue. The all-new Park Avenue by Buick, the power of understatement.
The sports world was shocked this week by a nightmarish story of sexual abuse, one that could happen in any town. A hockey coach in Canada is now in jail after admitting that he molested 2 of his teenage players. One of the victims, now a professional athlete, is speaking out in the hope of helping others. And our Bill Ritter is here with the story, and quite a story.
Quite a story, Joan. Yeah. You know, professional hockey is considered a man's world where tougher is better. And players are legendary for hiding their injuries, so it's really all the more amazing that Sheldon Kennedy, a forward for the Boston Bruins, is now coming forward to tell about the abuse he suffered, he says more than 300 times, at the hands of his coach, a man he looked up to as a mentor and as a friend.
You live your whole life a lie, you know, for so long. That's it's just nice to be able to touch on your real, what's really going on in your life.
It began when Sheldon Kennedy was only 14 years old, a talented Canadian hockey player with a dream that turned into a nightmare.
I know it may be painful, but tell me what happened. He was my coach, and I would go to his house, and we'd hang out and watch movies, and you know, talk until about 11 or so, and it would be just like he'd say, "Okay, let's go," you know, and you'd go into the bedroom and do whatever, and I'd go home, and that was the way it was.
The coach was Graham James, well respected in Canada's world of hockey, where young players are often treated like semi-pros. In 1984, James obtained the rights to Sheldon Kennedy, who came to believe that his success was completely dependent on his relationship with his coach.
I was scared to do anything wrong because I was scared that, you know, I was scared that he would never allow me to get to where I wanted to be, and that was to the NHL. There are people who will listen to you, Sheldon, and say, you know, it's a horrible thing that happened to you at 14 and 15, but you were 16 and 17 and 18 and 20 years old. This was happening to you. At what point should you have just said, no, I can't do this anymore? It's such a lonely thing. I mean, I never told one person in my life until I told my wife when I was 27. I mean, it is such a thing, especially for a man, to admit, if you're not homosexual, that another man is touching you or doing things to you. You know, back then it wasn't something that you would, especially in the sports world, the big macho hockey player world, you wouldn't discuss with your teammates, or, you know, you're definitely not going to tell your mom because she's going to she's going to tell you, make you go home, you know, and quit the team.
Did you ever tell him, I don't want to do this?
I've told him many times.
And what did he tell you?
That he told me that he did it with a bunch of other people before me and stuff, and it was all right. People that I looked up to as hockey players and stuff.
For 12 years, Sheldon Kennedy lived with his secret. But last year, he told his wife, Jana, the mother of their year-old daughter. Then he went to Canadian authorities. And last week, Graham James was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison for sexual assault.
It took a lot of hard work and a lot of struggle on the family and mostly for Sheldon. But now, since the court and the sentencing, I can say that things have definitely gotten better.
I just want to let people know that it's all right, that to be able to come forward with it, and that it's not so bad. I mean, they don't have to run scared of it, and they don't have to be scared of if something like that happened to them. The quicker that you deal with it and the quicker you talk to somebody about it, then I think the quicker you're gonna help yourself.
I got to tell you, I just really think that is courageous to come out and talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of people do. All the sports columnists writing about how courageous it is. For Sheldon, I think it is not so much a question of courage as it is survival. This had to come out. He had to talk about it.
Had to get it out. Yeah.
And it's courageous, but it's really a question of survival. And the scary thing, of course, there's an estimated 250,000 kids who are sexually abused in U.S. and Canada.
250,000 kids a year.
He says he's not alone. He wants to open a ranch for kids who've been sexually abused, and he thinks now this is his mission. You know, he thinks he's a 10-year-old inside a 27-year-old body.
Wow.
This has hurt him and affected him. Fortunately, he's got a very loving and caring wife and family.
Yeah.
They're going to push him through this.
But I'll bet this says something to parents out there, that if they have youngsters in any sport.
Be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Check things out.
Check things.
Be careful. This is not to cast aspersions over everyone, but be careful.
Thank you. All right, coming up next, the 1997 Consumer Electronics Show has every gadget you could ever want, plus a few you probably haven't even imagined. We will show you a video phone you can use at home these days. Who is that guy? When Good Morning America continues.
Why switch from this freeze-dried to decaffeinated Folgers crystals? Folgers isn't just darker. It's so dark, so rich, it'll surprise you. It looks more like dark, rich ground roast coffee, but it's not magic. It's just darker. It's decaffeinated Folgers crystals. Yet another reason to switch from this freeze-dried to dark, rich Folgers crystals. Folgers looks more like dark, rich ground roast coffee, but the freeze-dried costs about $1 more. Folgers crystals, pocket the difference in an instant.
I thought angels were cleaner.
I'm not that kind of angel.
Siskel and Ebert give Michael 2 thumbs up. John Travolta puts the film on its toes and sets it spinning, exclaims the New York Times.
You gotta learn to laugh.
Michael is not just a feel-good movie, it's a feel-great movie.
Come on, did I say that?
Michael, the #1 movie in America. Rated PG, now playing.
Life is short, the weekend shorter. Make the most of it all. Mix it with water.
Launch a whole lifetime of fun at the New York National Boat Show. So many boats and accessories, so much to see and do. Jump in. Life is instant fun when you mix it with water.
Life is short, the weekend shorter. Make the most of it all. Mix it with water. Make the most of it all. Mix it with water.
Abaco, Eleuthera, Exuma, and the Out Islands, the islands of the Bahamas. It just keeps getting better.
For reservations, call TourScan at 1-800-962-2080.
Honey, I'm not sure where the camera is. It's the tiny hole right above the screen. I don't think I have the same one you do.
Yes, of course you do. It's the same phone. Just move to your right. Come.
Back to Good Morning America. Thought that clip was going to go on forever there. Back to Good Morning America. That was a clip actually from the movie Mother with Debbie Reynolds and Albert Brooks. And what they were doing is talking by one of these video conference phones or video phones. People have heard these are coming for a long time. Are they really on the market? Well, we're going to go back to the International Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and our gizmo guy, Dick DeBartolo. And Dick, I guess this may be the year for the phone. I mean, you and I, as we talk together on television, are actually talking as well by one of these video phones.
Absolutely. I have you on a screen here. I assume you have me on a screen there. A couple being introduced at CES this year. We're using C phone, the letter C, but I assume they mean it to mean like SEE. And there's another one coming out called Via TV. And basically, they look like little cable boxes that sit on top of your TV set, hooks up to a regular phone line. That's sort of what will determine the quality. If you have what's called a noisy line, and possibly here in the convention center where there are 90 million things plugged in, the noisier the line is, the longer the delay is between the pictures. You may notice like a jumpiness, but they're available.
There's a little delay, and we only get a few pictures per second, but it's a pretty clear image of you. And we've heard these things are coming for so long. I mean, do you think they're actually going to get popular? What's the cost of these things?
Well, you know, I think they're going to be very popular with, like, the in-laws who live in another state and they want to see the kids. You know, every night you can go to the phone and hold the kids up and save all that airfare. I think if you have a great body, you might want to have a video phone. So
when you fly. What else?
That you and I may not have a video phone, but you know what? You can always shut the video part off. Okay.
What else is new in phones?
Okay, well, we're talking about phones. This is Security Phone 2000. Looks like a regular desk phone. Something neat down here is, no, it's not a video phone. This is a motion detector. If someone breaks into your house and the motion detector detects it, it starts calling all the people on your auto dial list to tell them that there's a break-in at your house. You can also add a fire module. It'll call and say, fire emergency at your house. If you have an old person at your house, you could give them this, and when they push the button, it'll start calling those people on your list and tell them that there's a medical emergency at your home. That's about $250. And the final little...
Go ahead, finish this one up.
Okay, and finally the little Motorola guy. This is called Family Service Radio, a new band from the FCC, where people at a shopping mall or here at the convention center. Cornelius, can you hear me?
You sound crystal clear. Good morning, Dick.
We have Cornelius way down in another booth. Outdoors you can go about 2 miles. So take care. I'll see you. I'm going back yet again.
All right, video phones, lots of new stuff in phones, and we'll be going back to Dick at the show a little later. We'll be right back.
You've got that nighttime heartburn, burning and churning, so what are you going to take, Zantac 75 or Malox? Malox starts to work on stomach acid in about 1 minute. Zantac 75 could take over 45 minutes to start working. So make 1 minute Malox the fast choice for you.
Now on home video, a delightful fairy tale of a girl with the power to make dreams come true, starring Danny DeVito and Mara Wilson in a movie full of mischief and magic. Matilda from Columbia TriStar Home Video. Own it now.
Every night I tell myself, tomorrow is the day I quit smoking. And then that craving hit, and I was a smoker for another day. Until Nicorette gum. Nicorette helped me get through those terrible cravings. It gave me the backup I needed to fight my cravings all day long. 2 months and no cigarettes. I am one happy camper.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
They never stop. Truckload after truckload of smart savings are headed for every Pathmark store to help you make ends meet with Pathmark smart prices like these. Quaker Quick Oats are old-fashioned oats, 2 for $2.79 with no-cut smart coupon. Cap'n Crunch cereal, $3.19, buy one, get one free. Rice-A-Roni, 4 for only $3 with no-cut smart coupon. Shop smart, Pathmark smart, and make ends meet.
She's crossed rivers and mountains, deserts and plains. It's been a long journey, but at last she's found her way here. Producer Kenneth Feld presents Walt Disney's World on Ice, the spirit of Pocahontas. Come see Pocahontas, John Smith, and all their friends as the adventure, excitement, and magic continue live on ice.
Opens next week at Madison Square Garden and coming to Continental Airlines Arena and Nassau Coliseum. Buy tickets today.
Good Morning America is brought to you by Nicorette.
Continental Airlines, now among the best in the business at getting you to your destination on time.
Is this what you have to face when you get your car fixed? Well, don't be intimidated. Be prepared. We'll show you the scams mechanics and car salesmen use to rip you off.
We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars.
Carolyn Maryland, Real Friends, today on ABC Daytime.
Tonight on World News Tonight, tired of schools that don't work, can't keep order, don't teach? There's an answer.
Schools can be reorganized so that they're smaller, like parochial and private schools.
On ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
This is a Channel 7 Eyewitness News Brief.
Good morning. It's 7:56 on this Thursday, January 9th. I'm Art McFarland, and in the news this morning, snow cleaning equipment stands at the ready this morning as the tri-state area gets ready for the first major snowfall this winter. But it's not expected to be too bad. A few inches possible before the end of the day. You want to take mass transit both to and from work today if you can. Firefighters have spent the early morning battling a roaring 4-alarm fire just north of Beach Channel Drive in Rockaway. No injuries are reported. The show must go on for jazz great Lionel Hampton. On Tuesday, a raging fire gutted his apartment near Lincoln Center and destroyed all his belongings. But Hampton goes to Washington this morning to receive the National Medal of Arts from President Clinton tonight. Friends came up with a new tux for the 88-year-old music legend. Now for a check on the roads, Joe Nolan is live at Metro Traffic. Joe?
All right, Art, let's look around town, see what we have on our cameras that are out there. All our Metro cams are up, and we're going to take a look here inbound at the Lincoln Tunnel and show you that you've got about a 15 to 20-minute delay. It really isn't all that bad this morning. Belt Parkway out by Kennedy Airport again, moving along. A little bit of a crawl, but it isn't all that bad. 59th Street Bridge, let's take a look there. Not so bad there either. You can see the traffic moving fairly well. Jersey Turnpike, as you start to get up by Newark Airport, big jet taking off there. Obviously, light to moderate traffic here, and alternate side of the street parking is in effect. For Eyewitness News, I'm Joe Nolan.
We have clear skies right now, and here's your AccuWeather forecast. Currently in Midtown, it's 26 degrees, humidity 60%. Cloudy with snow arriving before the day is out, the high near 34. Rising temperatures tonight as snow changes to sleet and rain. And the extended outlook calls for partial clearing later tomorrow, the high near 42. Windy with some flurries possible Saturday. Partly cloudy, cold, and blustery on Sunday. And it doesn't get much better, brisk and cold and sunny on Monday. Good Morning America continues in a moment.
Are you trying to find a missing relative? We can help you. Call Family Location Service at 212-632-4690.
Is it so important that you see me? That you know the color of my eyes, the shape of my body, my age? Would those things make you love me? Is that how you'd want to be loved? Really?
At Freeman, we make naturally inspired hair, skin, and bath products that make you look beautiful on the outside, but we never forget where real beauty comes from.
Freeman, beauty is inside.
This is Mako Madness, and a Supreme paint package is waiting for your car for 50% off. That's why it's time to say, uh-oh, better get Mako? And save 50% on our Supreme paint package.
Liza steps in for 32 shows. She's Victor. She's Victoria. Liza Minnelli. Victor Victoria. Call Ticketmaster now.
Bloomingdale's half-yearly home design sale. Save 20 to 50% on our entire furniture collection. Bloomingdale's. Sit down. Make yourself a home.
A startling report about women who work when they're pregnant at noon.
Well, here we are again. Good Morning America. I'm Charles Gibson.
And I'm Joan London. It is Thursday, January 9th, and coming up we are going to continue our New Year, New You series with money makeovers. We're going to give you some good advice, Tyler Matheson actually will give it to you, on how to set up a budget that you can live with realistically and at the same time start to put money away for your retirement and for your children's college, etc.
But, we're not going to just tell you.
Other ways to do that would be...
We're not going to just tell you how to start a financial makeover and set good goals for yourself. We're going to show you. You don't have to go out and hire a financial advisor necessarily. You don't have to take copious notes on what Tyler says, although you're certainly welcome to do
Yes, you
so.
do. That's my spot.
Well, well, you have to worry about my spot, too.
I'm testing you all later.
You can take notes on Tyler's thing if you want, but there are computer programs that are out to help you set up a good financial program, and Gina Smith will be here to run those down as well. But do please pay attention to Joan's spot as well.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Spencer is going to snow on our parade.
Well, the East is getting a weather makeover today. Finally, a big winter storm has moved into the East, and there's going to be snow accumulation over the entire northeastern quadrant of the country. Some of it's falling right now. I'll show you the complete forecast map in just a moment.
All right, that's the outline of the weather. We've run down the New Year, New You series on getting fit here financially. Also still ahead, your halogen lamp. It could cause a serious fire. One did cause a very serious fire here in New York in the apartment of Lionel Hampton, and we'll tell you about the danger of those lamps. Our house doctor, Ron Hazelton, will be here to talk about that. But first, let's get some morning news from, let's see, it's Elizabeth Vargas over there today.
Yes, it is indeed.
As always.
Thanks, Charlie. Hello, everybody. A famous piece of evidence is in the spotlight again in the O.J. Simpson civil trial. The defense is hoping the glove that helped acquit Mr. Simpson in his criminal trial will win jurors over once again. Here's ABC's Jane Clayson.
O.J. Simpson's lawyers say it's another example of police tampering with the evidence. The defense showed criminalist Dennis Fung a picture of the glove he collected at the crime scene. He recognized it, he said, because of two distinct marks, an indentation in the leather and a small cut on the knuckle of the ring finger. But Fung seemed puzzled when attorney Robert Baker handed him the glove police later marked as evidence. "I'm not sure this is the same glove," he said. Fung conceded this glove had no marks, no cuts. The suggestion? The infamous leather glove in evidence is not the same one collected at the crime scene. Plaintiffs say there's no cut in the glove at all, just debris on the glove in the photograph. Cato Kalin also took the stand again, but he couldn't say what the defense wanted the jury to hear about Nicole Brown Simpson's alleged drug use and her wild life in the months leading up to the murders. Judge Fujisaki said it was all irrelevant.
Today, the jury will finally hear the videotaped testimony of Dr. Henry Lee. He will question the way police handle blood evidence. And then tomorrow, it's O.J. Simpson's turn to take the stand again, this time telling his story his way. Jane Clayson, ABC News, Santa Monica.
Marcia Clark has left the post that made her a celebrity in the meantime. Her publicist announced Ms. Clark will not return to the Los Angeles District Attorney's office. Clark says she wants to spend time finishing her multi-million-dollar book deal on the Simpson criminal trial. There is a new development in the JonBenet Ramsey murder investigation. According to today's Denver Post, police received a 911 call from the child's home 3 days before she was found dead. It is not known who placed the call or why. 2 weeks after JonBenet's death, police are still not naming any suspects. Earlier on Good Morning America, a former FBI profiler offered his theory on the crime.
The kidnap note seems to me to be a diversion from something that occurred, and I think it's a diversion to steer away the investigators away from the realities of what happened to the little girl, and also the fact that you have the skull fracture, the ligature strangulation, and the sexual assault. This is an awful a lot of overkill to control a small child.
Ressler also said he believes the killer was someone who knew the child, perhaps a neighbor, a repairman, or a relative. After a marathon meeting that ended early this morning, the House Ethics Committee scheduled a public airing of its findings on Newt Gingrich. 5 days of open hearings begin next Monday. The committee will recommend a penalty to the full House by January 19th. Secretary of State designate Madeleine Albright received a warm reception at her confirmation hearing before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. The panel is expected to vote on her nomination on Inauguration Day, which is January 20th. More deadly winter weather, snow and ice on the roads may have contributed to the crash of a pickup truck and a Greyhound bus in Texas. 3 people were killed and more than a dozen injured. In California's Central Valley, residents are building emergency levees in the meantime to try to hold back floodwaters that continue to rise. A British yachtsman who spent 4 days inside his capsized craft says 2 things helped him survive: determination and chocolate. Tony Bullimore was rescued off the coast of Australia after his yacht capsized during a race. He was picked up by the Australian Navy. Bullimore says he'll have some explaining to do once he gets home to his wife.
I can't wait to be at home with the family once again. As long as my wife don't tell me off too much for what I've done, and the rest of my family realise that these things do happen, and next time I go on a long sea voyage, I'll get absolute written permission from my wife.
After her celebrating his rescue, Bullimer's wife said she will, in fact, let her husband sail again. And finally, a tale of two cities. The cities are Charlotte, North Carolina, and Jacksonville, Florida. The tale is being written by their NFL teams. Both teams are new to the league and in contention for the Super Bowl. ABC's Armin Kantayan reports.
When the NFL made this announcement 3 years ago, a city was stunned.
Membership has selected Jacksonville as the 30th NFL club.
Almost as shocked as when the Jaguars beat Denver last weekend, then flew home to find 40,000 fans rocking the Gator Bowl. The other side of this Cinderella story is playing out here in Charlotte, where the Carolina Panthers, 750-1 long shots before the season began, are one game away from the Super Bowl. Constructed with free agents, draft choices, and rejects from other clubs, Carolina is a well-oiled machine, built with one purpose in mind.
I feel like a retread, too, and that has been given new life here in this program.
The best thing is the fact that we've had a chance to prove to the whole world that there's something special down here in Charlotte.
Several players say Charlotte was full of rookie fans until last Sunday's thrilling upset of Dallas.
If this was going on in another city like New York or Chicago, people would be going absolutely crazy, but they really came through for us on Sunday, and you know, they're learning.
And no matter what happens this weekend, these two-year-old teams have already provided a lifetime of memories. Armin Kantayan, ABC News, Charlotte.
And that's a look at news and a bit of sports this morning at 8:07. Spencer, do you think either Carolina, North Carolina, the Panthers, or Jacksonville have a chance at winning the Super Bowl?
I think they have a good chance, but I find it interesting that we call them the Cinderella teams. What does that make New England and Green Bay? Ugly sisters? I mean,
no, not necessarily.
I'm just having fun here. Just having fun here. They have a shot. They definitely have a shot. It would be interesting. We have some interesting weather today. Very stormy. Big winter storm, the first one so far, covering almost the entire eastern half of the nation. Snow up over the upper Midwest, reaching through the mid-Mississippi Valley into the Ohio Valley in New England. It's snowing in Washington, D.C. at the moment. Some of this accumulation amounts here could be 3 to 6 inches away from the coast. Near the coast, very little accumulation likely. Rain and thunderstorms in the southwest and ice storms from the mid-Atlantic back into the Tennessee Valley. Most of the western half of the nation will be calm. Airport delays certainly are likely today with the storms in the east from Boston down to Orlando and back up into the Midwest, upper Midwest, places like Minneapolis, Chicago, and Milwaukee. The only western airport that's likely to have delays is Great Falls. That's a look at the national weather. Here's a look at what's happening where you are.
Thank you, Spencer. Where we are happens to be the New Jersey Children's Museum, and we are here this morning right around the castle with all these knights and princesses. And our weather today, well, it's not exactly a knight in shining armor. There is a silver lining, however. There's some snow coming up from the southwest now, and it'll get into the area by noon in southern Jersey, 3 o'clock in the city. Today we'll have snow between 3 and 6 through the afternoon, about an inch in the city before it changes over to ice and rain tonight. A mixture of rain and snow for Friday morning, then sunshine by Friday afternoon. Have a great day. Bye.
Each year, many of us resolve to better manage our finances, but usually a week or two later, I don't know, we realize it's easier said than done. Hard to continue these things, but we continue our series, New Year, New You, this morning with some really good help from money editor Tyler Matheson, who's got some strategies to help you spend wisely and at the same time start saving for your future.
And get organized. Thanks,
yes.
John, very much. The key to successfully managing your money is to have a plan for spending and saving. But as Joe Kelly discovered, a plan doesn't do much unless you really stick to it.
We have a system by which we're able to pay all of our bills every month. But as far as knowing and being able to budget how much we pay for telephone and electricity and gas and utilities and entertainment, we don't. We tried to track our whole family finances, that is everything having to do with my office, everything at home, on a computer program for that purpose. Unfortunately, it proved to be so burdensome to input every single item that we eventually dropped that. We're just beginning to save for Matthew's college education. You can't pick up a national magazine of any kind today without realizing that unless you've started saving at birth, you're behind. And we haven't really done that.
All right, so what do you recommend they do?
I think he's got his work cut out for him, and the first thing I think he really needs to do is try once again to get a handle on what's coming into the household and what's going out in terms of expenditures. He really admits that he doesn't know where his money's going, and that's the basic building block of all financial management. I think the way to do that is to keep what we call a money diary for, say, a month. Have everyone in the household track exactly what they're spending, and then you can categorize that money and find out where you're overspending. We have a little pie chart that will show you what the average family earning about $36,000 a year, which is roughly the American household median, spends in different categories. And you can see there that housing is the biggest slice of the pie, followed by transportation, your automobile expenses. Now, obviously, these are national averages, and what you spend may depend partly on what part of the country you live in. It may cost more for housing in the Bay Area or in New York City or on the East Coast. But look at that. And what we found in Joe's case was that he was overspending in the entertainment area and might want to cut back a little bit there. Another thing he might do is take another stab at one of these computer programs that can really help you get organized. And Gina Smith, computer editor, will be here in a little while to show us how easy it is using a program, the leading one, called Quicken. The other thing he obviously needs to do is to start saving fast for his child's education. If you have a newborn this year, as our executive producer does, you need to start putting away money now. The cost for an average public institution, 18 years, 4 years worth of that, is going to be $125,000 over 4 years. That means that the person with a newborn this year ought to be putting away at least $235 a month. Want to go to a private school, a Tony private school? Right now, that costs $20,000 a year. In 18 years, to fund that fully, you need to be putting away about $500 a month. So that tells you need to get started. Where should the money go? If your child is under 14 years of age, you want to emphasize in your savings stocks, because that's where you'll get those big returns that you need to fund those large sums. But once your child passes the threshold of 14 years of age, you want to start taking money off the table of the stock market and move it into safer things like bonds, like bank CDs and money market funds, because, as we've always said, once you get close to needing the money, you want to have it out of the stock market. We visited another person who has a slightly different set of situations that we want to look at. Their automatic deposit programs can help you do that funding, but let's look at this other person. If you find that you're having trouble just holding on to your money, you're not alone. Listen to Chris O'Leary.
Hi there.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
What I get is cash, which is bad, because if I have cash, it's going to get spent instead of going into the bank. I usually get a big tax return check every year, which I always say I'm going to put away, but it just never happens. Something always comes up that you need to spend that money on. Last year it was a little over $2,000.
Thanks.
Well, what concerns me most is the fact that I have no savings. For the kids, for college, I have no college fund for them, and it's going to come quick that they're going to be going off to school. And plus, for my own comfort and safety, to have a little something put away in case something happens.
Comes quicker than you think, too. Your advice for Chris?
It does indeed. She's getting a fairly sizable tax refund. She says it's about $2,000 a year. That's too much. What she needs to do is adjust the amount she has withheld from her paycheck each month, file a new W-4 form, or the amount that she's paying in estimated taxes on her tip income, because if she's paying $2,000 ahead of time to the IRS, she's really giving Uncle Sam an interest-free loan.
That's right. She could be using that money,
would put money back in her pocket. She also complained that the money seemed to be running through her pocket because she's getting paid a check and in cash. If she can do direct deposit of her check earnings, have it put right into a savings, into her bank account, then she might not be tempted so much to spend that money. She needs to try and start saving, even if it's just a little bit. Let's look at how $25 a week can add up over time if you earn 10%. If you put $25 a week in an account like a mutual fund account, over 10 years, you'll have $22,000. Over 20 years, look at that, $103,000.
These always astound me.
That's the magic, the miracle of compounding. It is the greatest thing since sliced bread, as the saying goes. 30 years, look at that, nearly $250,000, just $25 a week.
I hope people are really looking at that clearly, because that $25 a week, when you really see where it can take you.
You can do that through automatic investment accounts with a mutual fund. They'll have it taken right out of your checking account, put into a stock market account. The other thing that she might want to consider is consumer credit counseling services. They're an outfit, a nonprofit outfit, where you can go for financial advice, debt management programs, and so forth, particularly if you're being pinched and squeezed, as many people are at this early time of the year, by those credit card bills that are coming in. She has 3 children. The good news for her is that financial aid for college is probably going to help her a lot. Her income is low enough. She has 3 children. She's a single mom. Financial aid is going to be there for her and her children so that they can get the education they need.
So she needs that good advice, but she can't afford a really expensive person.
That's
so
right.
That's so good advice.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as Tyler mentioned just a moment ago, your home computer can also help you stick to your budget. And Charlie and computer editor Gina Smith are going to tell us how. Charlie?
Thanks, Joan. Tyler did very nicely set us up by giving us a preview of what we were about to do. But as Tyler mentioned, there are computer programs on the market, software programs, that will help you do all of the things that Tyler was talking about. They can't provide the money, but at least they can keep track of it.
Unfortunately.
And our consumer editor, Gina Smith, is here. Now, there's a lot of programs on the market, but you really recommend very specifically one of them, right?
Yes, I do. In fact, here's some of the products on the market you might have seen. Here's one. It's called Managing Your Money. Pretty popular product from Block Financial Software. Here's one you see all over the place because Microsoft just promotes stuff so heavily. Microsoft Money only works on Windows 95. So if you have a Macintosh or old Windows computer, it won't work. This one is my favorite for a number of reasons. This is Quick and Deluxe. It's from Intuit. About 10 million people agree with me, and it certainly has the easiest to use interface, the widest array of features. Pretty good. It really helps you with long-range planning, bill paying, investment planning, organizing it all.
All right, show me what it does. I notice you have a check up here on the screen.
Yeah, now the whole idea here is if you're the kind of person who really just can't stand sitting at the kitchen table, dealing with the stamps and the envelopes and the filling out of the bills, this kind of automates everything for you. You can see right here how you can fill out a check. Now, it's all automatic. Let's take a look at how easy that is. Okay. Now, Charlie, say that you owned a Yugo dealership. We would be writing a check out then to Gibson Yugo. Get it?
Right. Yeah, no, I got that.
Long on jokes here. For $387, that would be our auto payment. You can see we filled that out. Now, you do this, it'll show up right in the check register on the screen. Now, what happens is you send this instruction to the people at Intuit. They will send the check to Gibson, Yugo, or whoever for you. So you never even touch a stamp. You never touch a check unless you want to. It's all done automatically for you.
All right, but that's a gizmo to do a checkbook. I mean, there got to be ways to help in the kind of financial planning that Tyler was talking about.
Well, that's it. In fact, when Tyler was talking about actually looking at your budget and how that was working, you can actually look at reports and see where is your money going. Here's a chart.
Here?
Yeah, you can see a little pie chart right here. You can see this is how much we've saved. Right here's how much we've spent on entertainment, 4.5% of our income. Why? Well, look at November. Big month for entertainment.
This is what we spend each month?
Each
January,
month.
February, March, April, May.
And you can see it really skyrocketed here in November. We click on that. Here's why. The ski house. Spent some big money on that.
Right.
Go back and look, and you can see we put a deposit down on a house for $565. So this is the kind of things you can get really a bird's eye view of where your money is going, and it works with popular tax packages, so down the road you can see, it can compare your expenses with your taxes.
But the program won't do what I mentioned. It won't invest $25 a week for you.
No, in fact, you have to pay them for the program. They don't pay you.
What does the program cost?
This product costs about $60, and it's available for pretty much every computer out there, whether it's a Mac or a PC.
And that is the one you recommend, Quicken?
This is the one I recommend, and this is the one, in fact, I use.
And we'll keep track of savings as well and what's happening?
And even your investments, and it'll advise you on how to reduce your debt and how to plan for taxes in the future. It's pretty full-featured. It'll take a while to, go through the whole thing.
Gina Smith, thanks very much.
Thank you, Charlie.
And in line with all this, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to go back to the Consumer Electronics Show, show you some of the other things, different kinds of video camcorders, etc. Our gizmo guy, Dick DeBartolo, with us when we come back.
You'll find more information every day in the New York Daily News or syndicated in your local paper, or go to America Online, keyword GMA.
If you're a smoker, you know when you crave a cigarette most. These times make quitting the toughest. That's the idea behind Nicotrol. When your cravings are tough, Nicotrol is tougher. With one simple step that helps prevent cravings before they even start until there's almost no cravings left. There's no multiple steps, no lengthy regimens. Nicotrol is just the help you need to quit for good. When your cravings are tough, Nicotrol is tougher.
Want some waffles?
Waffles? Are you crazy? I don't have time for waffles.
You do if they're Eggo Cinnamon Toast Waffles.
Trying. Where's the butter and syrup?
Are you crazy? You don't have time for butter and syrup.
They're the first waffles with a baked-in sweet cinnamon taste. So they're great even without butter and syrup.
What's eating, Dad? Waffles.
Are you crazy? You don't have time for waffles.
Eggo Cinnamon Toast Waffles. Hey, you've got time for waffles.
Steve Perillo, Mr. Italy Jr. for Perillo Tours and TWA with 3 great new vacation ideas. How about an exciting tour of Italy combined with a fabulous Greek island cruise aboard the luxurious Costa Classica? Or a great rail tour with deluxe Chiga hotels? Or Perillo's magnificent 3 capitals tour to London, Paris, and Rome? Why, I'd take all 3. For a free Perillo brochure, see your travel agent or call 1-800-255-5000 now.
I'm Gloria Denard, founder and executive director of Manor House Workshops. You are a creative spirit. Don't you want to express yourself?
I'm 4 and a half.
I'm 8 to 8.
At Manor House, we all create. Call the number that you see. 722-8223. 722-8223.
We are going to go back now to Dick DeBartolo, our gizmo guy at the International Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. What else have you got?
Oh, digital is big. This is the new Sharp digital camera. This can record the same as 23 rolls of film. This guy's great from JVC, new digital camcorder. You can also do digital still photography on that. That's a neat guy. Tyco has a little kid camcorder. You can do $150, your own color camera. And finally, we've been watching everything on our Princeton Graphics monitor from Arcadia, about $800. Neat stuff today.
Oh,
Back to
yeah.
you.
Totally cool stuff. We'll keep checking back. And Good Morning America will continue in just a moment. We'll find out some of the dangers of halogen lamps. Got to be careful of them.
You can never be too careful about the sun. You might think that when it's cold and cloudy out, it's okay, but the truth is, it's not.
Even in the light of winter, UV rays can cause damage.
I can't hibernate all winter long, but I can help protect my skin.
Oil of Olay Daily UV Protectant Cream. Intense hydration for winter plus SPF 15. A level dermatologists recommend year-round, helping prevent fine lines and wrinkles.
If I'm good to my face now, I know it will pay off later.
A lifetime of beautiful skin. Olay's Daily UV Protectant.
I guess some vacations are just more fun than others.
I got you to choose 3 different kinds of shrimp, my favorite kinds, 30 of them. I mean, it's terrific.
30 shrimp for under $10.
Now at Red Lobster, it's our mix and match 30 shrimp dinner, just $9.99.
It's the best quality you can get.
You get 30 shrimp in whatever combination you choose, like tangy lemon pepper, delicious beer battered, and succulent shrimp scampi.
Oh, the shrimp doesn't get any better.
With salad and cheddar biscuits, mix and match 30 shrimp, just $9.99 at Red Lobster.
Unbelievable. You gotta go.
Whole grain oats, good source of fiber, and no cholesterol. That's what you get for about 12 pennies a serving in delicious Quaker oatmeal. Now that's value you can take to heart. Quaker oatmeal. Oh, what those oats can do.
Your child has a fever, and you have to take her temperature where? But a Braun Thermoscan instant thermometer takes the temperature here in just 1 second. Safely, accurately. Your whole family will love it. Braun Thermoscan.
This is a Channel 7 Eyewitness News Brief.
Good morning. It's 8:25 on this Thursday, January 9th. I'm Art McFarland. And in the news, fire on a vacant Queens pier has kept firefighters busy for most of the early morning. Newscopter 7 caught dramatic pictures of the burning boatyard in Rockaway. The fire department says the 4-alarm blaze has called 200 firefighters to the scene. There are no injuries reported so far. The fire was reported at 4:30 this morning. No word yet on what sparked the blaze. Fire marshals say another early morning fire in Queens may have been deliberately set. They say the fire was confined to an apartment on the 4th floor of a residential building in Sunnyside. One elderly man was found dead in a hallway. A firefighter sustained minor injuries. A fiery setback is not preventing jazz great Lionel Hampton from heading to Washington this morning. The 88-year-old vibraphonist lost all his possessions on Tuesday when a raging fire gutted his apartment near Lincoln Center. But Hampton is on his way to the nation's capital this morning to receive the National Medal of Arts from President Clinton tonight. Friends came up with a new tux for the intrepid maestro. We'll take a look at your morning commute and your snowy AccuWeather forecast as well in just a moment.
Family used to mean 2 parents, 2 kids,
and a dog.
Or 2 dogs.
Or a kitty.
And it still does. But today, family has many other meanings. There's single parents,
Step-parents,
godparents,
half-brothers,
and sisters,
okay,
and good friends. As long as kids are loved and respected.
They have a family.
Children first.
This Children First message is sponsored by Con Edison and the New Jersey Education Association.
Come on in, Cliff. What exactly does this thing do? Turns. Does it always work? No. What is this place? Can I help you? I don't know. You can cook on this, right? Uh-huh. It's kind of neat. Let's make this thing work. Just hit it. You ever eat breakfast at dinner?
I probably had breakfast at every time of the day.
Well, have you ever tried IHOP's Rooty Tooty Fresh and Fruity? Luscious blueberry, cinnamon apple, or strawberry top pancakes, plus eggs, bacon, and sausage, all for $3.99. Does anything here work?
That worked, see?
Have some real fun this winter.
Catch your ticket at Big Boulder. Catch the fun.
We've got mountains of winter fun at Big Boulder and Jack Frost, with the largest snow tubing park in the universe. Check out the new Klondike Megatube. No experience necessary, just toss in the family. Big Boulder Jack Frost Mountain is only a short drive. Catch the fun.
Catch the fun.
And now a check on the roads with Joe Nolan at Metro Traffic. Joe?
All right, Art, we're going to get outside right away. Helicopter flying over the east side of Manhattan, and what you're looking at here is the FDR Drive just by that footbridge just below the Triborough Bridge. And as you start to head southbound, obviously, the usual heavy and slow traffic as you start to come down towards the Animal Hospital there and then past the Sanitation Pier and then further south. So, again, you've got yourself some slow traffic down around Gracie Mansion. West Side Highway on the southbound side, we'll take a look at that over on the cameras. And if you head southbound, really not so bad getting off at 56th Street. Queens Midtown Tunnel on the inbound side isn't really doing all that badly. I know that doesn't look that way, but that's about the way it is every day at this time, about a 20, 25-minute delay. And the Belt Parkway out by Kennedy, much better than it was even just 20 minutes ago. We're doing very well coming towards the city. The traffic coming towards you is going from the island towards the city and then going away. Obviously very light for Eyewitness News. I'm Joe Nolan.
In sports, the Devils and the Colorado Avalanche skated to a 1-1 tie. And at the Garden, the Rangers and Lightning were tied at 3 late in the third. Tampa Bay's Alexander Solovyov shoots on this play, and Mike Richter kicks it out, but Patrick Poulin knocks in the game winner. Rangers lose 4-3, their 4th straight loss to Tampa Bay this season. And college basketball, St. John's upends UConn in overtime 71-67. We have clear skies right now. Here's your AccuWeather forecast. 26 degrees currently in Midtown, humidity 60%. Cloudy with snow arriving before the day is out. And here are our projected snowfall totals. The high today near 34. The estimated snowfall around the region by tonight. As snow changes to sleet and rain later tonight, temperatures will rise. Extended outlook calls for partial clearing later tomorrow. Then windy and possible flurries Saturday. Partly cold, partly cloudy, cold and blustery on Sunday. Good Morning America continues.
On the next Live, from the English patient Kristen Scott Thomas, plus the author of Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Next Live.
Watch Live today at 9.
Right here on ABC 7.
To be an organ and tissue donor, you must tell your family now so they can carry out your decision later. Call 1-800-355-SHARE for your free brochure.
I'm David Studman here in Toledo, Ohio. I'm the director of the Toledo Museum of Art. We're proud to be one of the finest museums in this country. Good morning, America.
And good morning. It's 30 minutes past the hour. We are back. Joan London, Charlie Gibson.
I am the Statue of Liberty.
And little
This
Angel.
This is a Pato. you ever heard of a pothole? I never have. This is an animal basically from West and Central Africa.
Comes from the Cincinnati Zoo, 8 years old. So this full grown, obviously, right?
1 to 2 pounds. Arboreal, obviously, lives in a tree, and I'm doing my best imitation of being a tree. And there are only 15 of these little potholes in the United States.
And if you were a tree, what kind would you like to be?
Thank you, Barbara. No. Angel, only 15 of you in the United States?
And she's a mommy. She's a mommy, right? She has a
There's only 15. It would make dating sort of hard, I would think. You only got 14 people to date, but she found somebody because she is a mom. From the Cincinnati Zoo. A very unusual animal, and Jack Hanna, the director emeritus of the Columbus Zoo, is with us again today, and he has brought some unusual animals. I suspect a series of animals you have not heard of, including a porcupine, biggest darn thing you ever saw in your life. But we'll see it in a minute.
Yeah,
we'll see it in a minute. Hold that as a tease.
Biggest porcupine I've ever seen in my life. It's amazing.
Anyway, it's always good to have Jack here, and Angel came along with him. Also in this half hour.
Also in this half hour. There's been, for a long, long time, we've thought that there's been a big link between abortion and breast cancer, and there's some new studies out now. We'll be talking about those. But right now we should, I think, get on to the news with Elizabeth Vargas.
Thank you, Joan and Charlie. Hello again, everybody. A court hearing on the security at the Citadel continues today in Charleston, South Carolina. Yesterday, new details came to light about the alleged hazing of 2 female cadets at the military college. We get details now from ABC's Mike Von Fremd.
Citadel officials revealed for the first time that the hazing allegations include a threat from a male cadet who told a female, "I will cut your heart out."
It's a horrible thing to say, and it's taken as a serious threat. It could constitute conceivably criminal action. That's why we called for the investigation.
On the witness stand, the commandant of cadets, Colonel Joseph Trez, said his investigation also confirmed the earlier allegations that 2 of the cadets' clothes were set on fire with nail polish remover. One cadet was brought to tears when she was hit in the face with a rifle and then pinned to the wall. The school says 11 male cadets have now been disciplined or temporarily suspended. The targets of the hazing, cadets Kim Messer and Jeannie Mentavlos, have now told Justice Department lawyers that they may not return to the Citadel after the winter break.
Do you think that the women are going to be returning to the campus on Monday?
Again, I think that they're waiting to see what measures are put in place and see what their comfort level is.
What the women say they want is U.S. Marshals on campus to assure their safety. Mike Von Fremd, ABC News, Charleston, South Carolina.
Protesters picketed a school in South Carolina as a controversial teacher returned to class. The kindergarten teacher was suspended in November after she wrote, "Where are my glasses?" on a child's face with magic marker. That child now goes to another school. The principal says most students are happy to see the teacher back. A new look at inflation. The government reports the producer price index for December rose 0.5%. That compares to a 0.4% rise in November. The PPI measures prices at the wholesale level. On World News Tonight and Solutions, public schools inspired by parochial schools. More order, more discipline, and smarter kids. How is it done, and what can you do? Watch Solutions on World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. And finally, Fred Astaire could make any partner look good, right? Well, how about a vacuum cleaner? Thanks to some quick steps by a computer, Astaire will appear in new television ads for Dirt Devil vacuums. And of course, he takes the lead.
Of course.
Spencer, a dance with the weather forecast? Or?
No, I'll leave the dancing to Fred. He does it much better. Elizabeth, we're going to have a rather stormy day here in the east. A big winter storm is covering much of the eastern half of the nation. Snow in the upper Midwest reaching across the Great Lakes into the Ohio Valley and New England. Some of it heavy, 3 to 6 inches of accumulation likely away from the coast, lesser amounts near the coast. Icing along roadways from the mid-Atlantic into the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley, and then thunderstorms and showers in the southeast. Most of the western half of the nation will be calm, although the northern Rockies will see some snow, particularly heavy in the higher elevations. There'll be lots of snow-covered roads here in the Rockies, and of course all over the east. Driving conditions could be a bit hazardous, especially up and down Interstate 95, wet and slippery patches, and running east and west I-80 from New Jersey westward. It's lots of snow-covered patches of the road there. It could be a little slippery. That's a look at the national weather. Here's a look at what's happening where you are.
Good morning. I'm meteorologist Bill Evans. We're here at the Children's Museum of New Jersey. We've had a great time here today. Wave goodbye, everybody. Today's snow starts about 3 o'clock. It'll be cold. The snow changes over to rain tonight. Then tomorrow morning, a kind of a rain and snow mix, and then it'll be cold for the weekend. Have a great day. Now back to Good Morning America.
This weather report has been brought to you by Fidelity Investment. Charlie?
Spencer, next we're going to turn to a halogen lamp. It is being blamed for a serious fire earlier this week in New York, and a scary-looking fire it was. Are halogen lamps too dangerous to have in your home? Our house doctor, Ron Hazelton, will tell you when Good Morning America continues.
More than 7 million Americans trust their retirement savings to Fidelity Investments. One reason is our passion for helping people realize their retirement goals. In fact, our retirement specialists will happily guide you through all your investment options, day or night, to help you plan for a secure, comfortable retirement. And that should be a great comfort to you right now. Visit our branches or our website, or call 1-800-FIDELITY for a free retirement planning guide.
Of all the things you could wish for, if you have osteoporosis, what you'd probably wish for most is stronger bones. Now you can do more than wish.
Ask your doctor or call 1-800-505-WISH.
I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Gone goldfishing. I could eat them every day. And my mom says that's okay.
That's because moms know Pepperidge Farm goldfish crackers are baked, not fried like most chips. And they're cheesy, not sugary like sweet snacks.
I love the fishes because they're so delicious. Gone goldfishing. Gone goldfishing.
Goldfish, it's one snack that's okay to get hooked on.
What causes denture odor? Come close and we'll show you. Germs. Only Efferdent Plus has Listerine ingredients. It kills odor-causing germs, so you can get this close. Efferdent Plus with Listerine ingredients. Kill the germs, kill the odor.
Many of you are getting the AT&T One rate plan.
I just got that plan.
I'm with that dime plan.
It's not a dime all the time to everyone, you know.
It's not?
No, only one person.
Well, what about everybody else?
7 a.m. to 7 p.m. weekdays, it's a quarter.
It's so complicated.
Well, the AT&T One rate plan is very simple.
How simple?
Calls from home, one low rate to anybody in America, anytime, no restrictions.
I'm switching to AT&T.
All right, so we're making a little progress.
No restrictions, no games. The AT&T One rate plan.
A fire destroyed the Manhattan apartment of jazz great Lionel Hampton just a few blocks from our studio earlier this week. And normally, we wouldn't talk about a New York fire on a national television show, but this one was interesting because investigators say a halogen lamp tipped over and set his bed ablaze. Hampton escaped uninjured, but lost virtually every memento he had of a more than 60-year music career. Since 1992, halogen lamps have been linked to 100 fires and 10 deaths in this country. Americans own 35 to 40 million of them. So joining me now from WKBW in Buffalo with facts on these lamps and how to use them safely is our house doctor, Ron Hazelton. Ron, good to have you with us.
Hey, good morning, Charlie.
What is it about these lamps that make them fire hazards?
Well, first of all, we're talking about a particular kind of halogen lamp, and that's the floor lamp here, often called a torchiere. And it has, in the very top right here, a very bright and a very hot quartz halogen bulb. Now, these bulbs, and I have an example of one right here. For example, this 300-watt tube right here, or bulb, burns at temperatures of about 1,000 degrees, whereas the typical operating temperature for an incandescent light of 100 watts, for example, is only about 300 degrees. So it's this extreme heat that really is the problem right here and what's causing these fires.
All right, so how does a halogen lamp actually cause a fire?
Well, there are three ways it could easily happen. For example, if a lamp were to be tipped over by a child, a pet, or even blown over and fell into contact with a piece of upholstered furniture like this, or bedding, which is what we believe happened at Mr. Hampton's apartment, and was left in contact, then of course there could be a fire there. The second way is that some combustible material could fall on the top of the lamp. Let's say a drapery or something like this could fall on top. I've just put a piece of tissue up here now, and what you're going to see, you can begin to see the smoke coming up right here. In a matter of just a few seconds, this will smoke, and probably in less than a minute, it could easily burst into flame. I'm going to leave that just to show you how quickly that can happen. The third way is that these bulbs get extremely hot, as I said. They can shatter, sending fragments of glass or quartz across a room and in contact with combustible materials.
Is it just those torch lamps? I mean, it looks like a torch now. It looks like the Olympic torch
Yes.
over your shoulder. Is it just those torch lamps that are dangerous halogens, or are there other dangerous ones?
These are the most dangerous. These are the ones that they're concerned about because it's so easy for something to come in contact with them and actually lie on top of them.
Okay, so what can people do to minimize the danger of these kinds of fires?
Well, I suggest at least 5 things. First of all, don't put one of these lamps in an area where it could be knocked over by children or pets or blown over by wind. Secondly, avoid putting them near drapes, especially drapes that could be blown on top from an open window. Third, don't put them in a room where there are kids. In addition to the risk of kids knocking them over, kids could also put something on top of this, a stuffed toy or something like that. And believe it or not, some people actually use these as clothes racks. Never, of course, do that. They put the clothes on top, the lamp gets turned on from a wall switch, and boom, you've got a fire. And don't use them near bunk beds so that this would be in contact with the bedding or near bedding.
Ron, there are lamps. I mean, lamps have to be, or bulbs have to be UL approved, don't they, to be used?
Yes, and it's interesting that last April, UL Labs withdrew their listing. They notified, actually, all the Torchiere lamp manufacturers and withdrew their listing for all Torchiere lamps that had bulbs larger than 300 watts. So it's possible you could have a lamp that was UL listed when you bought it, but would not be UL listed now. If that's the case, I'd suggest replacing it with, at least with a lower wattage lamp.
All right, Ron Hazelton, thanks very much. Rundown on the problems that exist with some of those halogen lamps. Next, is there a link between abortion and breast cancer? That has been much discussed. There is now a study, seemed to be definitive, and our Dr. Tim Johnson will join us to explain the new study when Good Morning America continues here on ABC.
You're looking at the first fresh fruit certified by the American Heart Association. Florida grapefruit and 100% pure Florida grapefruit juice. Including them as part of a balanced diet may help reduce the risk of heart disease. Naturally fat-free, cholesterol-free, and heart-healthy. Enjoy the fresh, great taste of Florida grapefruit and grapefruit juice every day. Do it for your heart.
Hi, I'm Tony Schiano, president of Edwards Superfood Stores, and I want to prove to you that Edwards has the lowest prices of any supermarket. With our everyday low prices on over 20,000 items, plus thousands of new bonus buys each week, you'll always save more at Edwards. And I'll pay you $25 to prove it. Shop Edwards and spend at least $40 per order each week for 10 of the next 12 weeks, and we'll give you $25 off your next visit.
Edwards, you could pay more, but why?
In this business, we have sales every day.
Main sales.
Head sales.
Generals.
Bankers.
We make them all.
We've been growing pretty fast.
Sales are up.
We didn't say that.
Along the way, we maxed out our phone system.
If you think you've outgrown your phone system,
We ran out of lines.
Ran out of features.
Ran out of patience.
call 1-800-PLUS now.
Our 9X guy was right on top of it.
We'll tell you about Centrex.
He told us about Centrex.
This phone system that lives at 9X.
Hey, better there than here.
9X Digital Centrex Plus service.
We don't have to make space for it.
We don't own it.
So we can't outgrow it.
Just call 1-800-PLUS now.
We just pay for the lines we need.
For the features we need.
We'll send you a booklet. We'll send you a disc.
We don't manage it or maintain it.
Or upgrade it.
And if you order Digital Centrex Plus right now, the connection's on us.
The 9X people set it up.
Call 1-800-PLUS now between now and February 28th, and all connection charges are free.
Hey, no 9X?
No
sale.
Last October, a controversial medical study concluded that women who had had abortions were 30% more likely to get breast cancer. Now, the study was widely criticized, both for its methods of research and for what some labeled the author's political biases. In this morning's edition of The Healthy Woman, we look at a new Danish study published in today's New England Journal of Medicine that should reassure millions of American women. And our medical editor, Dr. Tim Johnson, joins us now with details from WCVB in Boston. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Joan.
All right, basically, what did this study find?
Well, this is by far and away the largest study done to date. It looked at the medical records of Danish women born between 1935 and 1978. That turns out to be about 1.5 million women. And then it looked at those records and looked at the number of abortions and the cases of breast cancer for any correlation. And the bottom line was that there was no difference in the rate of breast cancer, the incidence of breast cancer, if you will, in women who had abortions versus women who had not. So it's a very large study, and it comes to a very firm conclusion on that particular point.
And is it the massive amount of women or the methods? I mean, we've done this story a lot. We've talked about this before. Why is this particular study being hailed?
Well, there's several reasons about this particular study that make it, I think, much more definitive. First and foremost, they looked at actual medical records versus depending on interviews with women and the reporting of those women. we know that women who have recall or who have to report a result in an interview may not be as accurate. For example, if a woman has just been diagnosed with breast cancer, she's much more likely to say that she's had an abortion than if she hadn't been so diagnosed. The large numbers of the study are clearly important. It was a homogeneous population in one country with good data collected, and they tried to control for other possible influences of pregnancy on the abortion rate. So taking all these factors together, I think anyone would agree it's the best study we've had to date.
Tell me, though, about, I mean, is there a difference, or does it matter whether it was an early or a late-term abortion?
There was an indication that if women had late abortions, that is, after the 12th week of pregnancy, that there was a slight increase in the risk for abortion. Conversely, if she had a very early abortion before the 7th week of pregnancy, there was even a lesser chance of abortion. The vast majority of women in the study and in all countries had abortions somewhere between 7 and 12 weeks, and in that group where most of the data occurred, there was no difference.
Tim, does this put this issue to rest? I mean, so many millions of women out there have been worried about this.
Obviously, there are many reasons to take into consideration for a woman when she is deciding whether or not to have abortion. But I don't think anymore the fear of breast cancer should be one of those considerations. Now, you never say never in any area, including science, and if we get new data that's better, that says something different, obviously we'll have to report that and take it into consideration. But what we can say is that with the best data to date, there appears to be no correlation between having had an abortion and the risk for breast cancer.
All right, thank you, Tim.
Okay.
Coming up next, back off a few unusual animals, and their friend Jack Hanna are going to join us when Good Morning America continues.
When the forecast calls for bad weather, turn to the most dependable forecast with a proven track record. Turn to Channel 7 Eyewitness News for the most accurate weather system in the world. AccuWeather, with complete, reliable information on traffic updates, school closings, commuter delays, road conditions. From the weather experts you count on, Sam Champion, Lee Goldberg, Bill Evans. When the weather forecast is important, turn to Channel 7 Eyewitness News, where the weather comes first.
Liza steps in for 32 shows. She's Victor. She's Victoria. Liza Minnelli. Victor Victoria. Call Ticketmaster now.
Oh, honey, look in the paper.
What?
That twice-a-year clearance sale of linens and things.
We're gonna need it.
25 to 75% off selected sheets and rugs.
Gonna need those.
Towels, frames, pillows.
Need it, need it, need it.
Housewares, lamps.
Maybe we should just start from scratch.
Doing a little refurbishing? Come to the Linens and Things twice-a-year clearance sale, now through Sunday.
My guy's a mega man. He doesn't sleep enough, he doesn't eat right. Not that I cook. So he takes Mega Men from GNC. It's a multivitamin formulated just for men. Sorry, girls, men have different needs. Now, about the wardrobe. It's a guy thing.
Mega Men multivitamin and mineral formula, designed for a man's nutritional needs, only at General Nutrition Centers. Live well.
Throughout America, there are a lot of hungry mouths to feed. 12 million of them are children. Call Second Harvest and feed a child today.
It's time we said enough is enough. Find out what you can do. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT. Not one more lost life. Not one more grieving family. Not one more. Get it up.
Good choice of music. In all the years we've known him, Jack Hanna has brought us some remarkable, interesting animals from all around the world. This morning he's brought us a few, I think, of the strangest.
And ugliest.
And Jack is Director Emeritus of the Columbus Zoo, joins us now. How you doing?
Good.
I just want to know one thing. Does he still, this is a porcupine, right?
Right.
Does it still have the ability right now, today, at this particular moment, to shoot off one of those things?
No, they don't shoot them. See, people think they shoot quills. What they do is they rattle. You hear the rattling? They rattle first.
Yeah.
That means you
like a
should
snake.
get, exactly, like a rattlesnake. It should
And
get
then
away.
what?
And then they back up, and then, of course, if you touch a quill, it'll go in you, and then it'll fester. That quill will stay in you and cause infection, and it is one of the most painful deaths there are.
Are we hearing that rattling right now?
Exactly. That's his tail rattling. See, that's his tail right back here.
Oh.
That's his tail. That's an African porcupine. It's one of the world's largest rodents. A lot of people don't know that. They're excellent swimmers.
So wait a second, though. I just saw you just touched one of these things.
No, I didn't touch anything.
No, but you did.
No, but what's amazing, first question you were asking is how do they breed? Can you imagine how does that breed?
No, I
can't. Carefully.
Yeah,
very
they both lay flat on the ground with their quills real flat. That's how they do it. So they don't prick each other, hurt each other, and they lay real flat there. And then the babies are born with the quills real soft, and then they come out with the quills and they harden up in about, I'd say about 6 hours, they say.
Mom's real glad that those quills are soft during birth, I suspect.
How many babies?
Oh, the baby's about 6 babies at a time, but they're a magnificent animal. This other animal we have also.
Okay, now we met little Angel earlier.
Right, this is a potto. And this is obviously what we call a potto on a stick, because it's on a stick.
Very, very cute. However, we were told don't let them get anywhere near your face.
No, and this is a primate. Look at the little hands. I don't know if you see, look at the fingernails.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a beautifully formed hand,
right.
three-fingered hand, and a
little hand there. And they obviously live in trees. Without trees, they're no good. They're eating these in West Africa as a diet, and of course that hurts the potto.
Them? Right. Do you mean people are eating
these? Right. Cincinnati Zoo has most of these in our country as far as in zoological parks. But
people are also eating that porcupine, if you can believe it or not.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they eat the porcupine too.
Well, wait a second. How do they?
Well, you got to be careful when you eat that thing.
An armadillo, number 3.
Yeah, look at this one. Look at this thing.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Isn't this neat? This is a 3-banded armadillo. There's a little thing. There's a little piece.
Boy, it moves fast.
Isn't that neat? Look at this. Looks like a little.
I must say.
Isn't that something? That's a 3-banded armadillo.
I don't know if it's uglier or funnier or.
Jack, that's different. I've seen.
You looked like you did that very carefully.
Well, no. Look at this. How they.
It's his defense mechanism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Roll right up into a perfect ball where you can't get into it. Now this is. They say that the screaming hairy armadillo and the pink fairy armadillo carry leprosy. Can you imagine that?
Is it
but that's not true, is it?
No, only humans and armadillos are supposed to carry leprosy.
Really?
Well, wait a second. So do they or?
I don't have a leprosy shot, but it shouldn't,
That's different than the.
So I'm not touching it.
That's different than the armadillo you find in the southwest of this
country.
Exactly.
That's 9-banded. This is 3-banded. And a jaguar is about the only animal that can crush the shell of this.
There
you go. Look at that.
He completely closed up.
Perfect circle.
But if he bounced out right now, would he bite you or something?
Just scratch.
Now look at this guy.
Isn't this neat?
I fed one of these at the Columbus Zoo, and I guess this guy came from the Columbus Zoo, didn't he? This is a tapir.
A
Mine's
tapir.
warmer. Come on over.
And it looks like a watermelon.
Dueling bottles here.
Looks like a watermelon when it's first born. They weigh about 500 pounds. And this is related to the horse and the rhino. Can you believe that?
These are beautiful animals.
T-A-P-I-R.
T-A-P-I-R.
And it's an endangered animal. The other animals we had on weren't endangered, and they're excellent swimmers, can swim underwater.
So what do you what's it most
where's he
like?
come from again?
South America and Central America.
What's it most like? I mean, I don't know what category I'm putting it.
Exactly.
I don't know what category you put.
They call it a water pig. I mean, it's as cute as it can be, though. When they're born, they're
just like a little rhino, except that it's got nice furry instead of the.
Right. And they have sharp teeth, though. You want to be careful.
Oh, really?
Right.
See, that's why I let you take them out.
This animal is also a main staple diet of people in South America.
Oh, wait a second. You're saying that people are eating this too?
Right.
Even though it's endangered.
Right. It still has a lot of problems with that being hunted.
Yeah, this guy was just born in October. He's just a couple of months old.
We're real proud of the nursery down there.
So how big?
500 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Like a big old pig with a long nose.
Well, you're real cute right now.
I'm telling you, that's about as unusual a group as Jack has ever brought in.
These are great.
Yeah, you scratch him over there, Charlie. Scratch him right there, and he should lay down for you. Go real fast. Well, on the side over there. That's it. That's good. That's not working.
Well, they never work for me. I mean, I've had trouble taming tapirs all my life. It's really been a problem. Anyway, terrific.
Where's your bottle? Quick.
The porcupine, the potto, the armadillo, and the tapir. Oh, you finished that bottle. All right.
There you go. Whoa. There you go.
All right, we'll continue
I don't want him to get
in
mad.
just a moment.
Children love different colors. They don't discriminate.
I like all the different colors of the rainbow.
Wouldn't it be nice if adults viewed each other that way? Let's teach our kids that people of all colors and shapes have dignity and deserve respect and function best when they work together.
We built this tower together.
Children First, sponsored by the New Jersey Education Association, the people who care about your kids. And Genevieve's will take good care of you.
20 years ago, I helped invent the personal computer. I knew then that it would revolutionize the desktop. Today, thanks thanks to high-speed modems, it's revolutionizing the world.
Now you can download nearly twice as fast with new X2 technology from US Robotics, the world's #1 selling modem.
Now I don't have one computer on my desk. I have millions.
Why pour, measure, lug, splash, and push to clean your hardwood floors when there's Mop & Glow Hardwood Floor Cleaner? Just squirt and mop. No dulling residue, no rinsing. It couldn't be easier. Mop & Glow Hardwood Floor Cleaner. One step and it's clean.
I don't shower before work. I email over oatmeal. I take conference calls in my pajamas. Just take a look at the area that I'm highlighting. There. That works. I document conference, I page, I fax, I work out, I get tons done. I still don't shower. I pray we never ever get video conferencing.
Gripping, brilliant, unforgettable. Critics are calling Ghosts of Mississippi one of the most powerful films of the year. Ghosts of Mississippi, a Rob Reiner film, rated PG-13, at theaters now.
Good Morning America is brought to you by AT&T.
While we play here, one last chance to check in with Dick DeBartolo out at the International Consumer Electronics Show.
Hey, yeah, it's the JVC camcorder. It's also a digital still camera. There's Meg Parsons on the phone. I take a quick shot. It shows up here on the Acadia model from Princeton Graphics. Is that a neat guy?
All right, Meg,
Yeah,
back to you.
cool. Dick, thanks. A lot of cool things. It's so hard to believe that this is me because his little face is so cute.
Yeah, nocturnal, too.
We never got a shot of the taper's face. Can we
yeah.
see the taper? Because he really has a
Can you get a
beautiful
shot right
face.
there?
There he is.
Oh. Yeah, look at that.
Just about. And I've got here in my hand one of the quills.
Well, this thing is rattling behind me. I'm like afraid I'm going to get I'm leaning so far forward.
I have one of his quills, and this thing is
really sharp.
Yeah, this is a no joke.
And he also said that you said that the meat from this animal is
It's very tough, and the meat from this animal is very succulent.
Wait, why do you have to keep that away from people's faces?
Because
He
he'll
bites.
bite you like crazy.
That armadillo, by the way, Spencer shot him, hit 2 points with that basketball. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take care. Thank you, Jeff.
Yep. Nothing but net.
This week, your child will watch over 20 hours of television. That's why at ABC, we're adopting TV Parental Guidelines, a simple and effective rating system to help you choose appropriate shows for your family. Because of all the important things you have to be concerned about in this world, what your kids watch on TV shouldn't be one of them.
Not only are critics noticing Thursdays on ABC, wow, look at what they're saying. Thursdays snap out of your NBC rut. Knight Ridder newspaper says ABC has better shows. The real must-see TV is on ABC Thursdays. High Incident and Murder 1.
Is bad science forcing you to eat different, act different? John Stossel takes on the myths.
Some helpful investment ideas. This is a long-term proposition.
It's so important. We need to get good advice. Make the most of our money.
That's why we're talking to the professionals.
Call Oldie, America's #1 full-service discount broker.
Watch. You're about to go on the internet. Quickly, simply, reliably. With AT&T WorldNet service. With a few clicks, you're planning an African safari or going there right in your computer. Look interesting? Then imagine having a whole year to try AT&T WorldNet service free.
Call now. If you're an AT&T long-distance customer, you'll get your first 5 hours a month free.
You can explore, email friends, shop, manage money, follow news, sports, and more. You can even choose unlimited internet access for just $19.95 a month. Call now for free AT&T WorldNet service software. You'll enjoy 24-hour customer support and, of course, AT&T reliability.
So, for your free trial offer of AT&T WorldNet service, call now.
AT&T WorldNet service. We're making internet access easy for everyone.
In the Journal, a rock and roll banker makes massive bets.
A new court ruling could influence communications over the internet.
Workplace hero, the boss who knows you have another life.
Subscribe now and get 2 weeks of the Journal free with a paid 10-week subscription. That's 12 weeks for 66 cents per day. Call 800-647-5700. That's 800-647-5700 for the Wall Street Journal.
Think you'll be able to retire?
You're on your own.
Think Social Security will help you?
You're on your own.
Calculate your retirement outlook. America's retirement crisis.
You're on your own.
Tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on CNBC.
O.J. Simpson returns to the witness stand. It is his last chance to convince the jury he is not responsible for the two brutal murders. How will he respond to the new photo showing him wearing Bruno Mali's shoes? We'll tell you tonight on Rivera Live.
How much caffeine does the average American adult consume daily? 200 milligrams, or about 2 cups of coffee.
Welcome back. When was the last time you had your eyes checked? And do you know what you could do to protect your vision? Dr. Kevin Soden has some important tips.
It's a new year and time to make some resolutions. In 1997, the eyes have it. One of the best things you can do for your health is to pay attention to your vision. Here are some things you can do to protect your sight and prevent problems down the road. Quit smoking. Smoking increases the risk of blindness. Those who smoke at least a pack a day double their chances of developing age-related macular degeneration. Remove your contact lenses at night. People who wear their lenses when they sleep, even those approved for overnight wear, are 8 times more likely to suffer ulcerative keratitis than those who remove their contacts for overnight cleaning. And finally, if you work with a computer, consider a monitor that displays dark characters on a light background. You can also reduce eye strain by putting reference material on an adjustable stand as close to the monitor as possible, so you won't have to keep refocusing between the paper and the screen. And remember, the best advice for your eyes is a regular exam. Have your eyes examined every 2 to 4 years if you're between 40 and 65, and every 1 to 2 years if you're over 65. For Steals and Deals, I'm Dr. Kevin Soden.
Another warning sign of vision problems, floaters or flashes in the eyes. They could be part of the eye's natural aging process or a sight-threatening disease. See your doctor because delaying treatment can make it worse. Well, he risks his life on a daily basis so you and your loved ones may live. Milking venomous snakes for medicine isn't the safest of jobs, as Melissa Rizian reports.
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Indiana Jones, he definitely is not. But Jim Harrison is on a crusade, one that could save your life and cost him his. Harrison milks poisonous snakes to make medicine and help medical research.
Some of the medicines that are coming up can't be produced any other way. If we can make snake venom synthetically, I would obviously not risk my life and handle these snakes.
This South African Cape cobra has the most deadly venom of all cobras in the world. And Saturday, it sunk its fangs into Harrison.
First started out was I was just having tremors. Then it got to the point where it felt like my whole body was just raising up off the cart. One of the people from the ER told me it was like watching The Exorcist.
Ironically, it was Harrison's own work that contributed to saving his life. After he was bitten, he brought his own antidote to the hospital and told emergency room doctors what to give him. Harrison's already lost a finger to another snake attack, and he says he won't let this bite get him down either. His work is too important.
It's how you die, not when you die. And if you die a good death, which means helping others, then you've died a good death. I'm not afraid to die.
In Powell County, Melissa Rizian, 18 Action News.
Well, here's a toast to good health. First, they said it was good for your heart. Now it looks like red wine could prevent cancer. Researchers at the University of Illinois have discovered an interesting substance in the grapes used in red wine. It can help keep cells from turning cancerous, as well as inhibit the spread of malignant cells. The author of the study says this shows a diet rich in fruits and vegetables is a good defense against cancer. And researchers hope the find can lead to a pill incorporating the beneficial substance. Is your heart's desire a sweet treat? Well, an old favorite is catching up with the times. Valentine's candy with a 90s message. Jonathan Hall has the sweet details on new hearts for modern lovers.
Cambridge-based Necco has been making these little conversation hearts since about the turn of the century. But this 150-year-old company is trying to keep up with the 90s. So this year, fax me and email will be among 150 imprints on the candy.
This is a popular product, you said?
This is the most popular Valentine product in the country. This is the mother's milk of all Valentine candies. This is it.
So this is big for you guys.
This is big. Takes us all year long to make them. 10 months worth of production. We have 3 plants. We run them all year long. And at peak production, we're doing 100,000 pounds a day.
Conversation hearts are basically Necco wafers in a different shape. The machines used to mix the ingredients are original. It dates back to about 1900. So what's in these hearts? Well, the main ingredients are sugar, corn syrup, and gelatin. Once the ingredients are all mixed together, stuff looks a little bit like Play-Doh. This is the grape flavor. Cutter machines turn the Play-Doh into hearts and stamp the words of wisdom. The candy is then run through giant dryers which harden them, and after that the different flavors are mixed together and then packaged. All this to please your sweetheart with a sweetheart. The man who chooses the sayings takes his job seriously.
Obviously, they can't be offensive in any way. And we listen, we keep our ears and eyes open. If we hear something we think that's catchy, we put it in, and we think something that's in there that's not meaningful anymore, we take it out. Simple as that.
So what did you take out this year?
We took out one was called Cha-Cha. We took out one that was Dig Me, Solid.
It's about time. Solid sounds like something the Mod Squad would say. Other additions this year, Page Me, Hello, Excuse Me, and I don't think so. So you can use the candy to say no as well as yes. In Cambridge, Jonathan Hall, 7 News.
The shape of things to come when you're shushing down the slopes. Plus, sail away with us as the Gizwiz Dickie D takes us to the high seas. All that when we come back.
You're watching CNBC.
Our race commemorates Sir Whitmore's ill-fated expedition to the North Pole. He was told he would have better grip with wide snowshoes, but he insisted on thin. He learned a hard lesson. Wider is better.
Introducing the new Wide Track Grand Prix. Its wheels are set wide for better grip to make tracks in any weather.
The spirit still calls.
The new Wide Track Grand Prix from Pontiac. Wider is better.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vita Nelson is our guest. She's the editor and publisher of the Money Paper. We're talking about dividend reinvestment plans. Vita, how does one actually get started?
All you need is one share of stock. You can send from as little as $10 or even $10,000 without paying any commissions to a broker. These are the solid companies. These are the companies that have paid dividends for many, many years. And the reason no one knows about these plans is because no one has any vested interest in promoting them. If you pick from among the 873 different companies in our Guide to Dividend Reinvestment Plans, you are doing yourself the biggest favor in the world.
And you might even have fun doing it.
Where can I get some information on the Money Paper?
Call now. You'll get the Guide to Dividend Reinvestment Plans at a special promotional price. It has every company that accepts direct investments. Plus, you get a free copy of the Money Paper. You'll see how easy it is to invest without a broker.
Call 1-800-449-1900.
There is a big difference in results between amateurs and professionals trading futures. Studies show when stock and bond portfolios are diversified by as much as 20% with managed futures, returns can increase by up to 50% with comparable risk. Enjoy your free information-packed professionally managed futures investors kit valued at $95 with audio and videotapes and brochures. Call 1-800-666-9559. Call now, 1-800-666-9559 for your free investors kit.
Welcome back. Heading for the slopes this winter? Well, a new look in skis could have you carving a better edge in a matter of minutes. In tonight's Here's Looking at You, check out the shape of things to come.
Big
trend is in what they call shape skis, which basically means skis that have dimensions that are much more broad and shapely than traditional skis.
Shaped, parabolics, deep side-cut skis. Whatever you call them, one thing remains the same.
Skiers will find it easier to ski. They will find it easier to get better more quickly, and they will find more control.
Shaped skis have been around for about 2 years now, but this season there's been an explosion of the number of models to choose from. The key to these skis is in the design.
When you look at sort of the granddaddy of this trend, the shape ski, you can see by looking that the tip is much broader than the waist, and the waist is much skinnier than the tail. So the difference is clear just by looking, and the results are clear also on the slope.
Whether you're an expert or a beginner, the shaped ski has something to offer without extra cost.
The most frequently requested benefit is control for any person who wants to ski. And these skis offer it because they help you carve a turn, which basically means they help you hold an edge on hard snow.
With a little Star Wars technology, some of the new skis will light up the slopes.
There's a little light that goes on and off when you move the ski, and it's called a piezoelectric device, which basically is literally Star Wars technology that cuts down on vibration at the speed of light.
Another new trend in skiing could have you gliding down the slopes safer than ever before. New lightweight helmets are all the rage. With that new helmet and more shapely skis, you'll soon be taking on the mountain effortlessly. Here's looking at you. And if you're looking to test drive a pair of shaped skis, check with your local ski resort. Many are offering a trial run down the slope. Well, we try to have something for everyone here at Steals and Deals, so if you're not a skier, get with our GizWiz who thinks sunny weather is a state of mind. Dick DeBartolo takes us to see what's afloat at the New York Boat Show.
Hey, Michelle, I'm here at the New York National Boat Show. Yeah, I said shoe, not boat show. You don't believe me? Take a look at this guy. It's from Marine Concepts. It's the Sebago Boat Shoe, and it actually is a boat. Look in there. Throttle, shift, compass, steering wheel. This thing gets out there and actually races. You got to have soul to race a boat like this. Hey, if you worry about docking a boat, an inflatable might be the answer. They're soft-sided, so you don't have to worry about banging into the dock. Zodiac is the biggest manufacturer of inflatables. They build boats for as little as $700. This is one of the more deluxe models. There's a little cabin up here. We're going to go down there and see what they did with the interior space. Come on in. Yeah, so you have to, like, climb under the hull, and then, like, once you're under it, it really opens up big. So we have a dining area here. We have a full galley, microwave oven, refrigerator, freezer. Back there, a little recreation room. That converts into, I'm sure, into sleeping quarters. And then up front, of course, we have the master bedroom. So it's amazing for a little inflatable boat, isn't it? No, I don't think so. Actually, let me show you the boat we're really on. Okay, so I was putting you on. Actually, I'm on the Formula 41 PC. Has twin diesel engines, goes about 43 miles an hour. You can walk up on the bow through this stairway. There are sun pads up front. Cost about a little under $300,000. And you know, you don't want to go to a boat show and not buy something, so just might buy it. A growing segment of the marine market are walk-around cabin boats. This is a walk-around cabin boats because that's the cabin, and I can walk around it. Really convenient for handling lines. This guy here, it's called a hard top because it's on top and it's hard. And you thought you weren't going to learn anything. This is the 2950 from Proline. Runs about 45 miles an hour with twin outboards. That's very fast. Cost $80,000 to $85,000. Really nifty. Hey, we're going to go look at more marine stuff. If you live in Florida and you want to go to the Bahamas in a sailboat, hey, you can do that in maybe 30 hours. But if you want to go there in about 30 minutes, try this boat from Reggie Fountain. This guy goes 110 miles an hour. Fountain's famous for building very fast boats. You can buy a version for yourself that goes 100 miles an hour. Or maybe you'll just be happy with the little model boat here. If you don't want to buy a boat, there are a lot of other things to buy at the boat show. Magazines, Powerboat Magazine with that great nautical writer, Dick DeBartolo. That name has a familiar ring. Go over to Skipper Belts. You can get belts, nautical jewelry, neat stuff over there. This is one of the latest devices, suspenders. You know, life jackets used to be big and bulky. Well, now these have Coast Guard approval. In an emergency, just pull that. Oh, it worked. Hey, I'm at the Yamaha Wave Runner booth. You know, they make personal watercraft. Down at my marina, they call me Mr. Personal Watercraft because I'm really good at the stuff, and this has no wheel. Oh, I knew that. I knew that part. Okay, this is a simulator here, and let's just push the start button and see what happens. The throttle, well, like we didn't know the throttle was on the right. Okay, the handlebars, we're going to do that. And let's, oh, right. It says novice. Karen, when you edit this, edit out novice, okay? Say, I'm at the very professional level here. Very professional level. I'm doing extremely well. This is a very realistic ride. This is so realistic. I think I'm being seasick. Michelle, back to you, Michelle.
Bon voyage, Dick. Well, that is all for now, but Monday on Steals and Deals, got a pet? Learn the top 10 things to look for when picking a vet. Plus, want to get rid of your wrinkles? We'll iron out all the details for you. Stay tuned next for a CNBC special, America's Retirement Crisis, You're on Your Own. The program looks at problems affecting baby boomers as they face their financial future. And be sure to watch the best of Steals and Deals every Saturday and Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on CNBC. I'm Michelle Tracy. On behalf of everyone here, thanks for watching Steals and Deals. And remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Have a great night and a great weekend.
Tonight on Charles Grodin.
Ted Danson is on the show tonight.
And all the secrets are revealed.
You need to see my legs, then you know what's really happening.
Are they shaved at this point?
Plus, Debbie Reynolds and singer Reba McEntire tonight on Charles Grodin.
This is a CNBC News Break. I'm John Snyder. At his civil trial, O.J. Simpson has taken the stand, questioned by his attorneys. Simpson again denied ever hitting, slapping, or abusing his ex-wife. He continues his testimony on Monday. Recovery of the 29 bodies and investigation of the crash of that commuter plane in Michigan is hampered by bitterly cold temperatures. Early speculation is focusing on possible wing icing or propeller problems. In Bangor, Maine, an icy runway blamed for a near tragedy. A U.S. Air commuter plane was airborne only a few seconds before coming back down to the runway, splitting the plane open. No one was seriously hurt. The weather remains frightful in much of the Midwest. Heavy snow, wind chill factors far below zero. Schools and businesses are closed. Travelers are stranded. The winter storms are blamed for 26 deaths across the country. Another record on Wall Street. The Dow was up by 78 points, ending just over 6,700 for the first time ever. More news in 30 minutes.
You're watching CNBC. In the Journal, a rock and roll banker makes massive bets.
A new court ruling could influence communications over the internet.
Workplace hero, the boss who knows you have another life.
Subscribe now and get 2 weeks of the Journal free with a paid 10-week subscription. That's 12 weeks for 66 cents per day. Call 800-647-5700. That's 800-647-5700 for the Wall Street Journal.
Uh-oh, just when you need them, your wipers never work. Don't wait till it's too late. Get Triple Edge wipers today.